Okay, type of virtual desktops. So since I believe most of the participants here are from Citrix background, and I don't need much time to explain this. So by default, we have two types of VDIs in Azure Virtual Desktop. One is personal and another one is pooled. Okay. So many people will have a misconception about pooled. So let me clarify that. Before that, we'll tell you what is personal. Personal is nothing but whatever the changes you do, it will persist. It is just like your physical PC, but the only difference is it is in the cloud. So let's say you configure Outlook or you save some data on the desktop, and even if you come after 1 month, 2 months, it will be still there. Okay, even after reboot also, it will be there. It won't destroy the data in the personal virtual desktop. What is pooled or non-persistent? Pooled or non-persistent is nothing but once the user is log off, then data won't be there, and that is the thing which is pooled. Pooled means we'll have multiple VDAs in the backend. So let me put in this way. So for example, let's imagine this is your cloud, and here you created a VDAs. For example, 5 VDAs, and this is your user 1, user 2, user 3, user 4, or user 5. So when it comes to personal, so let's say you set this as a personal. So the first VM will connect it to the first user, second user, third user, fourth user, fifth user. So always they will connect it to this. Even if they save any data, it will be persist as it is. Okay, so the second user as well, third, fourth, fifth. Even if they come after 1 week, 2 weeks, and if they try to log in, they will connect it to the same VM. Okay, same like how we are using physical PCs, right? In office, we'll go and sit on the same PC every day. Okay, our data will be there. So this is personal. So the use case of personal is maybe some developers or some VIP users. They want some, good experience. Then this is the best method where you can go with the personal. Okay. However, this is most cost. It will impact on the costing. So I personally don't recommend unless and until you have some specific use case. Then we have a non-persistent. Okay. For example, take the same example. You have 5 VMs, and you have this time you have 10 users. Three. Let's take 6 or 7 users. That's fine. User 1, user 2, user 3, user 4, user 5, user 6, user 7. So if you set this as a pool, then the first user connected to the first VM, second user connected to the second, third one, fourth one, fifth one. This is okay. Okay. So now the user logs off from this, and he is trying to log in again. It may connect it to the different VM. On the third day, if he is coming again and he is logging in, if it may connect to another VDI. So now you may have a question. Each time if I'm logging into different VM, what about my data? Yes, your data won't be there. Why? Because you're connecting to your different VM. Guys, completely forget Citrix concept. Okay, Citrix persistent, non-persistent will works on a complete different way. Azure VDI will work on a complete different way. Let me clarify that. So if the same user, for example, let's save some data on the first day. For example, in the in the desktop, he saved some file. So and he logs off and he is tried to log in on the second day. He's connecting to the second VDA. So where this file won't be there. Why? Because it's a new VM. On the third day, he's connecting to some other VM, and still he cannot find his data because he's connecting to different VM because it is a pulled concept. Let's say on the fifth day, if he is connecting to the first VM itself, then he will get his data. Why? Because that file on the desktop, it will be still there. Okay, where in Citrix, the moment you log off, it will refresh everything. So it will destroy the data on the VM. But in the Azure VDA, that concept is not there. Your data will be there. However, if you are going to log into some other VM in the pooled infrastructure, you won't get data. But likely if you logging into the same VM, then you will get your data. So this is something which is not user friendly, right? Because this will create an issue because we cannot say that he will connect it to the same VM again. The chances are very less. If you have a thousands of VM, how will say? So in order to avoid this issue, there comes profile management. So profile management, it will be given by FSLogix. There is a component called FSLogix. So it will handle the profile. What it will do, whatever the file, whatever the data you save here, it will store in the network share. Same like a UPM. There is no concept. There is no change. Only it will use a VHD concept. That's it. Apart from this, everything is same. So again, if you wanted to deep dive into FSLogix, you can check out my Udemy course where I have covered in details. Okay. So what it will do? Let's say the user one. It will inside the share. It will keep the user one data. Okay. Now user is logging off and he is logging into some other VM. For example, VM number 3. So now the moment he is logging into the VM number 3, right, there is a group policy applied on this VDI saying that if there is a user is logging in, first check the share. So it will check the share and it will get all the data to the user on this VM, so that even if user is logging into any VDI inside this pool, he will get the data. Why? Because all the data will be shared in the all the data is stored in the storage or in the file server. So this is the beauty of a pooled concept where user won't face any issue irrespective of he logs into any VM. Let's say if the VMs are destroyed, still there is no issue because data is on the shared drive. Okay, so this is the beauty of pooled and this is very cost effective. Why? Because you're sharing the VM with multiple users, and on top of it, the why it is cost effective is you can use a multi-session here. So what is multi-session? Within the same Windows 10, you can launch n number of sessions. For example, user 1, user 2, user 3, like there is no limit as far as you have CPU and memory. Okay, so this is the beauty. For example, I'll give you the multi-session example. In the traditional days, let's say you have a requirement for 100 users, then you need to spin up 100 VMs. For example, 100. So again, this will impact cost, right? You have to create 100 VMs and you have to manage everything. So in case of multi-session, just spin up 10 VMs and give good resource to this 10 VMs. And using this 10 VM, you can serve all the 100 users. You can set the limit that one VM should take 10 user load. So 10 user can, capable enough to handle your 100 users. So here you're saving the license cost and so many things, storage, etc., etc. So this is the brief about types of VDIs, persistent, non-persistent, single session, multi-session, etc. So any questions here? So don't get confused with the Citrix concept. Citrix works on MCS, which is completely different. So here it is a completely different concept. Okay.